So today we're going to start with how to create an event on Google Calendar. It's really easy to do and also really helpful. It doesn't take much time and can definitely save you some time in the end. So first, of course, you just want to access your Google Calendar, and you saw how to do that through the waffle up here. You see your calendar function. Now that we're in the calendar, I'll just show you a couple of events on here that are really helpful. You can see that on the left, there's a series of titles, and these are all the different calendars that you have already linked to your account. You're going to see several up there that are associated with the classes that you're in and the Google Classrooms that you're enrolled in. So it has all of the classes that I, as a teacher, teach. But then it's also got some clubs in here that I've worked with in the past, like Saga. And then it's got my previous classes as well. You can remove those from sort of your active calendar by just toggling that button on the left. And you can see events just vanishing from off the calendar. And then it still keeps some things on here, and that's because Google has some default calendars. So if we scroll all the way down, you'll see that down here it says holidays in the United States, and it's green. So here Halloween is in that green. And then you can see up here, Columbus Day is also green, but it's been kind of grayed out, and that's because that event has already happened. So I can kind of show you this is a past event, this is an upcoming event, and here are some more of those. And they're all color coded that green color to go along with holidays in the US. But I want my calendars to come back. It doesn't really help me if I can't see them. So here I am toggling them back on, and you can see all those reminders coming back on. So that's what we're going to be creating. And today what we're going to do is create an event like this one. See here it says 12 p.m. club meeting, as opposed to this Halloween event. They look differently, and that's because this event is tied to a specific time during the day, whereas this Halloween event is what's called an all-day event. We're going to start with these club meetings, the kind of thing that is tied to a specific time during the day, as opposed to full-day events, but I'll show you how to do that as well. We'll also go over how to create a meeting where you invite somebody else. So that event would show up not only on your calendar, but also on theirs, which is also helpful. So we're going to create something like this. To start, you're going to come down here to the bottom right-hand corner, and there's a red circle with a plus symbol. When you hover over that, it says Create Event. Just click on that. It brings you to this new page, and this is where we're going to be creating the event and putting in all the information. You want to start by adding a title. You want to keep it simple for a couple of reasons. One, you need to know what that title is telling you, so don't make it something obscure and weird. It also is better if it's a bit shorter so that you can actually see it on your calendar. If we go back, we'll discard this real quick. You can see this assignment reminder. It's got all this information. Assignment due Tuesday. Read and annotate pages 30 through 46 of the Crucible. My students really enjoyed that, by the way. You can't see all of that information because it's too long. Whereas Halloween, so short, you can see the entire thing. I like being able to see the entire thing. Back in, we'll just say club meeting. Awesome. Now, if we were going to create something like that Halloween event that takes up the whole day, you would just click all day. It's that easy. And that would be for something like maybe a homecoming dance that's a big important thing that you know is maybe going to dominate some of the day. Or you've got a state championship meet for cross country and starts at like 8 a.m. and you're going to be there all day. That would make sense. You'd want to click the all day option. But for something that's going to last like 30 or 40 minutes, you might want to just stick with the timed event, which is what we're going to work with today. So we have these dates up here, and that's obviously when the event is happening. So we want to make sure it happens in our school day when it should. So we're going to come up and schedule this on Tuesday the 23rd. Now, it's happening during lunchtime. So we come up here and we adjust this time. And lunch starts at noon, so we're going to come here to noon, 12 p.m. And the meetings usually last about 30 minutes. And so it can say it's going to start here, end here. And then Google has done us the courtesy of including the time length over here in parentheses. So you don't even have to really think that hard about how long it lasts or what time it's going to end. Just sort of know the time here. So click on that. If you need to adjust the time zone, you can, but Google defaults usually to where you are. Somehow it knows where we all are all the time. So it should be where you need to be, but you can adjust it. And then this is also a great feature. You can make it repeat on a regular basis. So let's say your club meets every Tuesday during lunch, then you would want it to repeat every week on Tuesday. That would be easy. You can make it be a daily reminder. I find that that sort of clutters your calendar. If it's something you're doing every single day, then I wouldn't put that on my calendar. But maybe you need to. Or if it's something that's monthly, like maybe a meeting for something like Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts, that only happens once a month, you could do it that way. Or you could even add an annual event, something that happens only once a year, maybe your birthday. You wouldn't want to put that on a calendar though. Maybe your mom's birthday. So we're going to say weekly for this club meeting because it happens every week. Now, this is also nice. You can add in locations. That can be as specific as the classroom. You can see I added in my classroom information. Or, as you can see, when I started typing in my last name for the classroom, it started giving me other locations that start with the same information, like the Pepsi Center or Pennsylvania Street, right? Or the Paramount Theater. So you can add in those locations and it will target those on maps. So now I'm putting in Stargate Charter School and it's got us right there, Stargate Charter School. What that will do is when this saves the event on your calendar, it'll actually create a Google map to go along with this so that you could then GPS your way to that event. If it's the cross country meet and that's happening at a different school, you might need a map to help you get there. So we've got our location. Now we're going to just stick with conferencing. Hangouts aren't really used for this kind of thing, although they can be useful. We'll stick it with conferencing for now. And then it also will give you a notification prior to the event. I like having the notifications kind of be specific to whatever it is. So if it was just a club meeting, then I think a 10-minute reminder would be sufficient. That way you'd have enough time to get out of your class before lunch, go to the bathroom, get your lunch, and then show up to that meeting. But let's say it's, again, maybe like your mom's birthday. You want that reminder more than just 10 minutes in advance. You don't have enough time to do anything in just 10 minutes. So you might instead want it to be 1 week in advance, right? And then this notification would pop up on your computer and your phone and remind you that, hey, mom's birthday is coming up a week out. You still got time to buy her something or order her something. So that's really helpful. But again, for our meeting, we're just going to go 10 minutes in advance. You can see how much you can adjust that over here. Now, I want my meeting to be associated with the Google Classroom for that club, which I have and most clubs have. So this is where I put it on the calendar. You can see it's got the calendar icon right here. I'm going to click on this drop-down menu. These are all the different options that I have. Whoa. But we're going to come down here to Saga, which is a club that I've worked with in the past. Saga is a group that supports the LGBTQ community here at Stargate and out in the community. They do great work. They're an awesome group of individuals. And thank you, Saga, for doing what you do, for being a part of Stargate, and then also letting me use you as a sample in it, right here. So we're going to use the Saga calendar, and you can see it's color-coded, right? And that way I'll see that color coding on my calendar as well. And you do want to keep it at busy because you don't want anybody else to try to schedule something during that time. So mark it at busy. And the default visibility is what you want to go with. Usually that's going to be private, although you can make something public. I like it to be under the default, which is private typically. And you can adjust those settings here. Now, this is a feature that not everybody uses, and I wish they would because it's so helpful. So you can add notes in here. It says description, but I use it for all kinds of reminders and stuff. So let's say at this club meeting, we have some things that we need to do, right? We're going to create a to-do list. So we'll say to-do list. Y'all know I love a to-do list. And at that meeting, we need to take attendance. Let's start there. Maybe we need to vote on club officers. And maybe we need to plan a fundraiser, right? Awesome. Now I can highlight this and create ordered list. I can do a bullet point list. I like the ordered list better. Can keep adding to that list or add other things. Let's say another thing that you're going to do at that meeting is order donuts for this fundraiser. Cool, donuts. That sounds awesome. All right, so let's come over here. I found the Daylight Donuts website online and I found their menu. Well, cool. I want to use that menu. So I'm going to copy it and I'm going to paste that here so that if we need to pull up that menu, I've got it automatically. I don't have to go looking for that menu. It's already linked on here. So easy to find. Um, you can put all kinds of stuff in here. I could add, if I wanted to, a map. So like if I wanted to include this Google map that shows where Stargate School is, it would be a little redundant, but you could add something like this. Again, just copy and paste it and link here. You could also add Google Documents to this. So like, let's say as you have like taking attendance, voting on your club officers, you need to look at your club bylaws or rules or something. You could just select that uh, document from your drive and link it here as well. So we've got our title, we've got our time, we've got the repeating weekly reminder, we've got our location, we've got the right the right calendar here, and we've got some notes as well. The find a time is really to see like when your schedule has openings. I don't think that this is really all that necessary because you already see the calendar in your calendar, but you can use it. Maybe if you're trying to schedule a meeting like with one of your counselors, and we'll talk about that. Their calendar is really full. You might use it then. But we've got everything we need to on here. So we're going to come up and click save. Awesome. And now what we're going to see is that on Tuesday, there's that club meeting, right? And if I click on that club meeting, it has color coded, so we know what calendar we're talking about. And it has the meeting on here from 12 to 12:30. It's linked now to that a Google map of the school. So if somebody were to ask where it is, you could actually just pull up that Google map, which is really nice. It's also got our to-do list on here. It's got our linked menu to Daylight Donuts. So you have access to that. And that looks good. And it tells you who created the event as well. If you need to edit it, you just click on this little pencil and it will take you back into that same page that we were working with earlier. Just exit out of that. See, it's still here. If you need to delete it, you want to get rid of it entirely, you can. If you need to tell somebody else about it, you can email and invite folks. I'm going to show you how to do that in the next one. Or you can adjust it further by linking it to another calendar, printing out the information, etc. And then this just closes the little profile page. Then if we scroll, you can see that here it is on the 23rd and the 30th and the 6th and the 13th. It's created that and populated that meeting on every Tuesday. And then if we wanted to delete that and get rid of it later on, we could. So I hope that this has been helpful and that you're now going to be able to schedule events for yourself. Google Calendar has so many great features, and I think that this is one that is definitely helpful. So try it out and let us know how it goes.